Oh, something's after me. Sounded like a trout. Oh, no, that was a redfish there. Hey, this is Luke with Salt Strong. In this video, we're gonna be doing another topwater lure test. In this case, we have the Super Spook Jr. versus the Badonk-A-Donk. Two lures that are popular, and they both have single inline hooks. I have them with the same rod, the same reel, the same line. Literally everything here is the same. So the only difference here are the lures, and so every 3 casts I'm gonna change, and I'm gonna fish down this entire bank, and we're gonna see what happens. The winner will go to whichever one catches the most fish. I'll obviously be tracking which one gets the most strikes, and then while fishing, I'll be tracking castability, skipability, just all the things you need to think about when you're selecting lures, and I'll report to you the findings. So let's get started. Technically, it should be, oh, something's after me. Sounded like a trout. Oh, no, that was a redfish there. There we are, so this is a Super Spook Jr. Oh, it just came off, Oh, first fish on. Oh, there we are. I see that. That trout came all the way out of the water. Jumping like a snook. So Super Spook Jr. again gets the action. Not a giant trout. Festive little guy. Let's see here. As you can see, here's the front hook right there. Always be careful grabbing these fish. Get a nice secure hold. So you have those extra hooks flying around, you gotta be careful. Let that guy go, and let's see what else we can get. So far, the Spook Jr. is getting the action. Oh, there we are. Nice. I could see that fall. This is a solid snook. That snook was following it for a bit, and then finally came up and smacked it. Let me get the power pull down. So this is the Badonk-A-Donk. This guy's got some fight. With this cooler water, they fight longer than in the middle of the summer. All right, let's get this guy up here. Like a solid fish. Probably 28 inches or so. That Badonk-A-Donk is right there in the front of his mouth. That's a great fish. This snook has been up in the grass. You can see it's some darker top to him. It's not like those beach snook. So let's let this guy go. There he is. All right, so now Badonk-A-Donk is tied for quantity of fish, but the quality is now going to the Badonk-A-Donk. Something just splashed behind it. Let's see what that was. No takers. Something still, oh, there we go. I think that was a little trout. You can just see his tail barely flashing. And we have a pothole right here. So that's the kind of spots I really like looking for. So I casted about probably 15 feet over it, and then we're just gonna work it straight over that pothole. Give it some pauses every once in a while. And if there's a fish in that pothole, which we're going over right now, if there's a fish in there, there's no way it doesn't see this lure. And there's a high chance that it'll come up and pop it. Oh, like right there, just had something. That sounded like another trout. A lot of times those trout will follow it for a while. Odds are it's probably still following. So we'll give it a couple little twitches. No dice. All right, well, the sun's getting up and the water's clear, so I'm gonna switch to subsurface. So just wanted to end this test. This is the first of multiple tests we'll be doing. This was pretty much a tie. When you fish for probably about an hour, a little over an hour. And so one fish each. The Super Spook Jr. had another redfish on. So a trout that was caught and a redfish on. But then the Badonk-A-Donk, it caught the biggest fish, that snook. So all in all, I'd say it was a tie. And obviously we'll be doing more tests, but as far as the castability and everything that I've seen, at least so far, I'll be curious to hear your feedback. I like the Super Spook Jr. as far as castability. It seems to cast a little bit further, so that's a big plus. As far as skipability, they seem pretty even. They both skip nice. And then as far as actually working the lure, I actually think it goes to the Badonk-A-Donk. It's a little bit easier to do the actual walk the dog, and it does tighter turns, which is nice. So tighter turns means that you can fish more slowly, whereas the longer turns of the Super Spook Jr. Means that you can fish a little bit faster and cover more ground. Again, they both have their pros and cons. So far, I believe that they're both lures that you should have, right? Neither of them are bad, and I'll be doing more tests to dive into the details further. If you have used these lures, please let us know your thoughts. Love to hear your feedback. We are unbiased. We're not here to try to sell you one or the other. It's really about just showing what are the pros and cons for each of these lures, and these are the two in particular that we're analyzing now. All right, one more strike footage for you. This actually happened right after I filmed that close. I was going off the flat to go to another spot. Thought I'd make a few more casts, and a really nice snook came up and busted the Super Spook Jr.
Oh, golly, that was a nice snook.
So here's the slow-mo. It sure is fun watching these strikes, and it's what happened is right here on this very next twitch, I was just starting to twitch it, and it came from that same direction, and I just basically bumped it off its nose. It was just such a heartbreaker, but it was just such a thrill seeing that happen. A topwater snook strike when these big snook come up and hit is just such a thrill.
And if you're new to Salt Strong, just know that we're the online fishing club that helps you catch more fish than ever before while saving money on all the tackle you need. To learn more, go to saltstrong.com. Otherwise, look forward to seeing you soon.
There's something about the water that'll give you peace, all by yourself or with your family. Live Salt Strong and wear the line today.